Alright, viewers, welcome to decent small tutorial in the La-7. Today we're practicing the land decent warbird, so let's get to it. So, we are relatively heavy, so we'll be needing some flaps. I believe if you're quite light, you might not need flaps, or might not need as much flaps, but we'll be going with full flaps today. So we're going to fly to the end of the runway off to our left, do an overhead brake, then come into land. Obviously the nose in this thing is quite long, so landing will be a bit tricky because we'll be blind on the final approach, so let's get to it. Now because you lack halo and trim, you're going to have to use a lot of left manual input. A bit steady. Especially as your throttle torques. You can use rudder trim to try to stabilize the aircraft, but that only helps so much, honestly. So, yeah, it's better to just jam the left aileron a little bit. Okay, we'll brake left now. We're braking left because that's where there are no like towns or stuff to kind of crash into. So it will be safest to brake away from the population centres. That's always a good idea. Okay, we'll put the gear down. Once it's down, turn it to neutral. We're looking for the manual indicators and the lights. Okay, gear is down locked, back to neutral. We'll put flaps down. I've got a whole test keybind for flaps, so I recommend that. Flap indicators just there to underneath gear. Okay, all flaps down. Back to neutral again. We're going to be about 200 kilometers an hour on this phase and at 0 vertical velocity. The vertical velocity is just the right the slip indicator and the left gauge your airspeed indicator. Okay, so we want a very short final approach, as I said. Uh, when we are coming to land, we are completely blind, we can't see anything over the nose. So it's better to just have as short a final as possible, really. Here we come, coming on final now. Lining up, as I said, we want a short final. Reduce throttle here. And touchdown, use the rudder to keep stable and line up on the runway, and with a bit of brakes too. Oh, so not the most graceful landing, but you know, the plane's down in one piece. I'll call that a success. So yes, watch vertical velocity. I haven't tested it, but I think reasonably anything over like 10 meters a second or whatever. Yeah, I think it's meters per second. Anything over like 10 on this game is going to be too like hard, I guess. I'd assume. And you want to be below 200 kilometers an hour when you touch down if possible. I just cut throttle when I was about to land, so yep, whatever speed I was at, that was obviously fine for the weight I was at. And that'll be it for today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Patreon, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Have a wonderful coming up.